GS105E5 port enhanced. A managed switch can be configured with extra settings. An unmanaged switch just does what works for nearly all cases. Most people seem to be putting these behind their tellies. An unmanaged switch is fine for that. I wanted something for capturing network traffic. It looks like it does that very well. A cheap way to do port mirroring: copy all traffic to one port for monitoring e.g. Wireshark, and it also does simple VLANs, where you can separate ports so the traffic does not cross between the two groups. The configuration utility wasn't brilliant. It complained about the Adobe Air version, would not upgrade firmware in the switch, and felt clunky and forgotten about. However, it worked well enough to do the simple setup I needed. Light enough to add to my kit bag even if I don't think I'll use it. PSU is UK plug and only 200 to 240 volts, so no use on weak supplies e.g. I've recently bought a NETGEAR GS305E and a GS308E to replace two aging switches in my LAN, which I'm upgrading for better speed and reliability. Both new switches are well constructed in a steel casing and are working fine on plug-and-play basis, with very little heat output. But, and I've come across this issue before, NETGEAR software, both the IP address-based management and the My NETGEAR website, are awful and, seemingly, designed to make you want to jump out of the nearest window. I'm not exaggerating. Google NETGEAR community complaints if you want. So, unless you're a real expert and wedded to NETGEAR, I wouldn't recommend these switches unless you're happy to leave them working on an unmanaged basis. I can't understand why NETGEAR didn't address its software or customer service problems long ago. This is a basic yet feature-packed switch that gives the user more advanced control over their network traffic, with basic features like GOS, loop prevention and port mirroring. This is a great device for a complete novice or someone who's not confident when it comes to adjusting their network without the help of someone who's got more experience. Simply plug in your Ethernet cables and it will manage any network traffic without any further setup process. If you want more it lacks the features of more expensive network switches but does enough to warrant the investment. A small little thing to keep in mind that people may forget: although it's a 5-port switch, you can only attach 4 devices. One port I needed to receive the internet connection. Most modem/routers come with 4 Ethernet ports, which can be a bit limiting if you have a NAS as well as a couple of computers, TVs, printers, etc. They're also not always that efficient. Just because they are gigabit ports doesn't mean they run at that speed all the time. Switches work by selecting the best route between 2 devices and not impacting on other devices that are also connected. Click link in description for more reviews.